Welcome back. This is Scientific Methods in Action video 2. So I'm not going to give every answer this time because I still need you guys to do something. But let's pull up what we're going to be discussing now, how penicillin was discovered. So I'm going to read this little section and we're going to go over this together. So how penicillin was discovered. Penicillin, that's the answer to one of the questions, I do believe. In 1928, Sir Alexander Fleming was studying Staphylococcus bacteria growing in culture dishes. He noticed that a mold called penicillin was also growing in some of the dishes. He didn't know what it was called, actually. He just saw a mold. A clear area existed around the mold because all the bacteria that had grown in this area had died. In the culture dishes without the mold, no clear areas were present. Fleming hypothesized that the mold must be producing a chemical that killed the bacteria. He decided to isolate the substance and test it to see if it would kill bacteria. Fleming transferred the mold to a nutrient-rich broth solution. The solution contained all the material the mold needed to grow. After the mold grew, he removed it from the nutrient broth. Fleming then added the nutrient broth in which the mold had grown to a culture of bacteria. He observed the bacteria died. So he basically discovered penicillin. So let's get to it. Identify the problem. So the problem was, he noticed that a mold later called penicillin was growing in some of the dishes, and where it had the mold had grown, the bacteria had died. So there's the problem. So then he has, what was his hypothesis? It even says it. Fleming hypothesized. There you go. So how was he testing this? He decided to isolate the substance and transfer the mold to a nutrient-rich broth. This is blah, blah, blah. After the mold grew, he removed it. So basically the rest of that paragraph is how he tested it. Should it be rejected or should it be supported? Did it work or did it not work? So supported, not supported. So supported or rejected. This experiment led to the development of what major medical advancement? Well, it says it in the first or second sentence right there in the bold area. You got to learn to read for context. Penicillin is pronounced or spelled correctly. So independent variables, the thing the scientist is changing. The dependent variable, the thing the scientist is measuring. The constants, the things that are the same throughout all the experiments and control. What he's comparing it to, the dish of bacteria that died versus not died. So he expected it to die. So that would be his experimental group, and then his control group would be those that maybe didn't die. So it just depends on how you look at it. So take care of that. Knock yourself out. Turn it in for submission.